Welcome back to Navigating Endo with Ashley. First of all, I'm going to call it out. Don't mind the lack of makeup. I put a little bit on just for you guys. But this is going to happen from time to time because this is kind of how endo works. I'm not feeling the greatest this morning, so we're just going to roll with it. And because I'm not feeling the greatest this morning, I wanted to tune in with you, my audience, my endo followers and endo warriors and endo supporters, of course, cannot forget. And I would like to share with you my endo chronological timeline. So, as you know, if you were able to watch episode 1, I first got my period when I was 11 years old. That's right. That was like a long time ago. From the time that I was born until I moved to Toronto, I had the same family doctor, and I'm not going to name doctors because that's just not the point of discussing endometriosis and my journey. However, my first doctor was not educated, I'm going to assume, in the world of endometriosis or female health, and I was told for years and years that my pain was normal, that I was just having bad periods, every female experiences this, etc., etc., etc. So when I moved to Toronto, I transferred doctors. I just decided, first of all, I was not going to commute back and forth for every appointment that I have because most of us have a lot of appointments all the time on a monthly basis, typically. And so I was lucky enough to find a doctor in Toronto who was a female doctor. So around the time of, I think it was 2011 or 2012, I finally got transferred myself to a new doctor. And I'm so happy I did that because that's kind of where I feel like my journey began. So because I had a female doctor, of course, she has just a better understanding of female health in general, of course. And she was able to finally refer me to my first, that's right, you heard me correctly. I saw my first gynecologist, actually, I believe it was 2014, either 2014 or 2015, anyway. So just to give you a little background, you might wonder, okay, why didn't I see a gynecologist before then? So I had actually requested to see a gynecologist on multiple occasions. However, you have to be referred, for one. And secondly, doctors have to do their due diligence ahead of time. They have to do their homework, their research, they have to do their own investigating to see if they can determine what the cause of your pain, your ailment, your illness is. And, you know, I think my initial doctor thought that he had figured it out, that I was just having regular period pain. And so I believe now that that's why I did not get referred to a gynecologist sooner. So when I moved to Toronto, I saw this female doctor who was recommended by a colleague, and she took me on as a patient, and she started her investigating right off the bat as well. And finally, when everything kind of came back normal, we were not able to determine what the source of the pain was. She finally referred me to my first gynecologist. So I went to my gynecologist, and the same thing happened again. You know, the investigating starts, the ultrasounds, the internal and external exams, which hurt sometimes depending on your body, but not most comfortable. Don't want to discourage anyone from getting them because they're very, very important. But just know that especially if you have endo, physical exams can be very painful because it depends on where your endo is located as well. So everyone's body reacts differently. And so different medications were taken, different types of birth control, pain medication, etc. And when none of those worked out, I was referred to Mount Sinai, my surgeon, who I get very excited when I talk about this because my surgeon is, he's still around, so is a male doctor, and I am so excited that I got referred to this doctor. He is amazing at what he does. He did his investigating right off the bat, of course, as everyone did prior, and then when we were not able to determine the exact source of my pain, he said, you know what, Ashley, here are your options. This is what we can do, and you let me know what works for you. He said, you know, the only way to definitively diagnose endometriosis is to cut you open and see if we can see it inside of you, because everything is coming back normal in terms of ultrasounds and internal exams, etc. So I said, yes, let's do it. I want to do it. I was so excited to even have that option on the table, and to think that, you know, maybe someone does believe that I have this disease that I've been researching for years. So, I'm gonna take a deep breath because it's exciting. And so I finally had my exploratory laparoscopy September 24th, 2015. And in my after my laparoscopy, I was officially diagnosed with endometriosis. You may be shocked that I'm so excited, but I just cannot explain how nice it is to finally have a label, a diagnosis for your pain. And for someone to say, you know what, you're not crazy, because now we understand you were in a lot of pain. I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis. They found it all over the place, but just to give you a few areas, for example, they found it on my rectum. They found it on my colon. They found it on my bowels. They found it all over the place. And in my post-op follow-up with my surgeon, he said, you know, I don't know for sure if we got all of it, but we sure did our best to get whatever we could see and find in there. And just to give you an idea, my laparoscopy was scheduled for 1.5 hours. I was in surgery for 6 hours. And this is very common for people who have stage 3 or stage 4 endometriosis. Your procedure is really long. And, excuse me, and the recovery time for me was about 2.5 weeks that I had to take off work to heal. And there's all kinds more that I could add to that. But today I just wanted to focus on the timeline. So basically from the age of 11, which would have been 1998. Wow. So now you know how old I am. So 1998 to 2015 when I was finally diagnosed. So I thought it was very important that I share that with you guys today. I wanted to do a quick video for you before I start work, because I got to get ready for work now, as most people out there are working from home, like I am as well. So anyways, I want to thank you for joining me. I want to make sure that you don't forget to like, subscribe. Like is a check mark apparently. Subscribe and comment in the comments below. I would love to see your questions, answer your questions. I always love the comments, and I will do my best to always respond to you as well. So take care until next time. Can't wait to talk to you again.